Hello, greetings. This is Jules Morcillon. So I come back and say hello, wish you a good day. I hope you're enjoying this day, this week. There's so much that is changing and shifting and transforming right now. It is a very easy, much easier time because Venus is conjuncting Jupiter, and so in Sagittarius. And so there's a possibility for new love, to know exactly what we want and how to get it. And so new relationship possibility. And there is also old relationship that be completely breaking up with Mars and Uranus opposing each other. Then everybody's going to move. Jupiter, the Sun, the Venus is going to move into Capricorn, into this grounding Earth that's going to meet, and then eventually we'll meet Pluto and Pluto and Saturn. And so there was this great, we're still being assisted in letting go of the old and getting ready for the new. For we have seven chakras, this energetic system within ourselves that's connected to seven-dimensional reality. Yet our dominant reality is the mental reality of the physical senses, the third dimension right now, and the emotional dimension of the fourth dimension. But each dimension is regulated by different law. There is only one law, but as we move into the fifth dimension, the law becomes completely supportive of all the joy, and there is no more. As we elevate ourselves, we let go of the contrast. In the seventh dimension, the law just means instant manifestation. So we need to purify ourselves, elevate our consciousness, do what we can to focus, concentrate our spiritual energy so that we can elevate our consciousness. And every time we move from one level to one level, we have to relearn to understand how the new parameters of this new dimension. In essence, we have to, as we move forward into this elevation, we want to let go of the faith we have in karma, and we want to have the faith in good fortune, the faith in benevolence, the faith in love, the faith in kindness, for love is all. And so it's for me, my challenges is more my physical and emotional body. So in fourth dimension, for my consciousness has been freed, and my astral body has been freed. I've been traveling in the universe for decades now, and it's like common practice for me. It's like every day. But the more we practice those things, the better we get at it. I've written a book that will assist in that process of liberating the consciousness, so we can travel outside of the physical realm. One of the most difficult challenges we have is to love ourselves. It's good to be in service to the world, but if we do not love ourselves, for those who have not addressed their inner self, can have a lot of selfish ego desires, and they say, well, they love themselves, but it is only the ego that they love, is their pleasure, let's say. But in a sense, is to love ourselves. When we start addressing our inner self, we have to love ourselves with all our flaws, our shadows, our darkness, our limitation, and for those limitations are part of the process, and we are rarely tested on our strengths. We're always tested on our weakness, and we all have strengths and weaknesses, no matter what people said. Everybody's got strengths and weaknesses, and every day we have to diminish our weaknesses and augment our strengths. And even if we fail tested, we're still moving forward, because even the test that we had 6 months ago on the same, we can see that we made progress. We react differently to the test that we were a year ago. So that means we're progressing, we're moving forward. It's okay to express your suffering, but only to those people that do not have judgment for suffering. Everybody has suffering that they need to address. That's what there is a lot of therapists that deal with that, but a good therapist will never be in judgment of the suffering of someone else. There will be a compassionate understanding, and we all have within ourselves the two little child, that is the expression of anger and the expression of fear, and so it is good to we have to learn to express this anger and this fear in a healthy, positive way, to embrace, to own the anger, to own the fear, because those who do not own it, they refuse to deal with it, is those who go insane eventually and do unspeakable things, because it's all been bottled up, and it's like and then eventually it blows up. So it's good to address those things. That we have good reasons to have anger, because there were so many. We live in a world that is difficult, we could be rejected, all kinds of things, and we have all kinds of things that could. But once we own those, we can free ourselves from that. We need to break the chain. Now it's very important to break the chain. to fulfill our ascension, and so there is certain roots that we need to anchor into the earth, and those are there is the six roots of comes from traditional Buddhism, but the six perfection we need to work on, which is the perfection of charity, the perfection of virtue, the perfection of patience, the perfection of energetic effort, the perfection of meditative contemplation, and the perfection of supreme wisdom. And those are roots that anchor us into the earth, and then the branches are like angelic understanding. We have to call on the angelic so they can come to us and we can draw from their wisdom. For what we call matter is not as real as it looks, for it is only energy. For everything is energy, but matter is only a little bit of what is a little bit of energy that's been manifested and is in a phase of transmutation. For there is no and the gods are always involved in energy manipulation, transformation, whether it is in this world or the higher realms. But all is energy, and you are energy. You are the source of all energy. I'm going to pull a few cards to see what maybe guidance we make. First, on a general level, the highest wisdom is our mission, to understand why we came down here and what is the essence and source of our mission, to be ready for our mission, to fulfill this new level of service. What we need to understand is the dreams. Dreams are essential. They're the creation. They create our future. So let's focus on positive dream. What we need to do is serenity, is to be neutral, to be serene, the idea is to let go of agitation, to be well seated within ourselves. And the outcome is protection. We are being protected, and we are protecting the world. We are protecting a vibration. We are protecting a vision. Now, on a more professional level, the highest wisdom is humility. Humility, because we do not know that much in truth, and so we have to be humble. For there's throughout those great changes, and we want to be we want our spirit and our soul to keep us in this field of love, and for that we do not want to be arrogant. And so humility is the highest wisdom, and we can find the success we're looking for through humility. What we need to understand is authenticity. We have to sign on self, be true. And if you are true, like Shakespeare says, if you are true to yourself, you cannot be untrue to anybody else. So truth is something that will free us. What we need to do is meeting. It's like there are certain people that will come into our life that will greatly will serve each other, and in creating this new level of professional development. And the outcome is purification. The purification will continue. We are here to cleanse the world, purify this world, purifying ourselves is. And then on a romantic level, the highest wisdom is healing. We want to heal, we want to banish sorrow and sadness from our life. It is important to banish all that and to banish it from your life. God is like the great tour guides, and just be with God and travel the universe. God has all the keys that open all the door. He knows all the universe, and the first key that He will give you is the key to yourself. Every day we're getting closer to our true self, and so this is really what we seek: is to open the doors to ourselves, and then we'll come to discover the universe. We'll be able to be free to travel with our Creator, for it is the best company and it's the greatest tour guide. There's nothing to fear about God. For this energetic dimension of darkness and light fighting, it's a very old thing. The Templars were already fighting. They were fighting for the truth, and then there was the Inquisition that was fighting for the dogma. So it's about one was fighting for love, the other one was fighting for fear. For fear and love are the two energetics, and we want to tune into the side of love that dissolves the fear. What we may lose certain things in this process of ascension is the ego, the belief that we know, the ego, but the ego wasn't really us anyway, so there is nothing to fear about letting go. It was a false idea that we had about ourselves. And so, because it was sadness and sorrow, it's like a glue that keeps us tied up to this 3D. So it's about when we meet that in ourselves or in others, we want to turn it into joy, to show the way to the liberation, to utilize that magic potential, to open the doors for others, to stop the pendulum of duality in others when you meet them. And so romantically, what we need to understand is friendship. For passion is fine, but we need to have friendship and respect and love. And for we are gods and goddesses, so let us treat ourselves as such. For the gods and goddesses are just like mortal humans that have evolved beyond that lower level. Everybody starts on the bottom of the ladder, but as we grow, we integrate the higher levels. What we need to do is happiness. It is about cultivating happiness right now, right here, independently of the lovers we seek. It's to find this happiness that will draw in the right person, the right time, in the right way. And the outcome is patience. For patience is one of those perfection of those roots, those cardinal virtues. For if we want to own the virtues, we also want to own the vice. If we do not recognize that we also have the vices within ourselves, we cannot achieve the virtue. And it's far better to focus on to know that there is one virtue that we need to master, the ones that we're more comfortable in developing. This one virtue, it will increase the other virtues. So focus on whatever feels right. I wanted to speak or to say also that it's very difficult to follow the mainstream media and to stay connected to love and joy, because most of them, there is beauty and joy within that's communicated in the media, and there are certain things that are neutral, but there are certain TV shows that are really about the soul, about like the darkest of the darkest, that are dedicated to the most perverse thing in society, the most perverse situation, and people are drawing energy from that. It's like sometimes I feel it is sad because but that will pass also, and sometimes also when you see what you call more general news, there is a scenario that has been drafted for people to comprehend a story, but it's never really, there is always an inner story that's not being told, and all the journalists only comments on the facade, but there is always an inner truth that's not yet been discussed. Eventually the media will be free and people will know. We want to utilize the power of gratitude when we eat and drink, to put the love and gratitude within our food, no matter how much the quality of our food. When we put love and gratitude into our food, it elevates the quality of the food. And it's better to, I'm not really for OGM, modified GMO, but it's better than food full of chemical, and chemicals are really not healthy. Food that are full of chemicals are really after that we need to cleanse it, and it's like so it's better to eat how do you call it in English, organic food as much as possible. It is difficult right now to be credible when we speak about Atlantis, all the history, because the scientists have not really found, a historian, enough proof to validate that, but the proof will come when we speak about Atlantis, extraterrestrial, the inner earth, all of that. But very soon the whole of humanity will be craving for that information, because those things will reveal themselves, and everybody will say, well, how come I wasn't informed of that? And those who have cultivated this connection and receive the information will be able to assist the world in their in their search for knowledge, for truth. For life is like a painting. It's like we paint every day. We have this timeline that we create, and it's day after day. Also wanted to say that very soon all the bioengineering programmation will be stopped, and so all the climate change are not natural climate change. They are bioengineered by certain technology that are unknown to the humanity, that has been with extraterrestrial origin, that certain groups of souls, dark souls, have been using to create those planetary dysfunction, and so the same thing with poverty. Poverty comes from the manipulation of the monetary system by certain certain families, and soon the program is coming to an end. Soon we're going to return slowly but surely to a monetary system that's guaranteed, that's backed by precious metal, gold, platinum, silver, which will make it a more understandable economy. Or the financial derivative are criminal. They are not really the people exchanging papers. There is no goods or services exchange. It's just but there are certain things that are legal and immoral, and certain things that are illegal but morally acceptable, because they have passed laws that are created to deprive us from our freedom, and they have created laws to protect their interest in continuing their dark programs. But all of this will be adjusted. And when we move into a monetary systems that's backed up by gold and silver and platinum or whatever asset, then there will be a law that will forbid people to speculate on monies and on precious metals, because the speculation it's also what's destabilized the whole process. But as soon as we return to this stable economy, we'll be able to grow and prosper. For essentially, that is just wanted to come and speak about those things. They may be spiritual, material. For all is connected. In a sense, in truth, everything is part of a sacred life process. We are involved in this sacred life process. It is everything is precious, everything is divine, everything. We all have to love each other, love oneself, and love each other. It is really what the key of that ascension that is coming. The paintings behind me, this is a portrait of Piet Mondrian. It's not quite finished, but it's close. It's a great painter from the 20th century. I'm doing those portraits of the most important painters of modern art. And this one is about Alberto Giacometti. It's not quite finished, but it's really difficult. Giacometti's got a ghostly kind of energy around his paintings. A great sculptor as well, a fantastic artist. And this is a portrait painting about, it's called King and Queen. It's a study about a painting that's in the Prado, but a huge, very big painting of Velázquez. And I'll show you the face of the artist. Yeah. And so the actual painting is about the king and queen of Spain, but they are not in the painting. They are those who are viewing viewing this scene, and the artist is painting the king and queen on that canvas, and the king and queen are reflected in the mirror, and this is the princess and all her entourage, the court, and so. This is just a small study, that I thought I got involved in more study of modern and classical art, just for fun. I'm not trying to make copies, for copies are not that much fun. They're good to learn techniques, but it's good to do versions. I finished with a song, and for one more card, there's a song that speaks about wanting to go to LA, to California. For I lived many years, 8 years in Los Angeles. I'm looking forward to returning there. And it goes like this. All the leaves are brown, the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray, and the sky is gray. I've been for a walk, on a winter's day, on a winter's day. I'll be safe and warm, if I was in LA, if I was in LA. California dream, on such a winter's day. I stopped into a church, I passed along the way. Oh, I got down on my knees, and I pretend to pray, You know the preacher likes the cold, he knows I'm gonna stay, California dream, on such a winter's day. A very nice song. I think it was, forgot the name of the band. Papas and Mamas, I think it was, I'm not really sure. Something like that. For it's like this dream of being in California. For California has always been very good to me. I had a great time there. I'm looking forward to return, to spend some time there in Los Angeles, maybe in San Francisco. Other part of America I missed as well, places I used to live, like Miami, Santa Fe, New York. Those places, I have many friends and family there. I'm looking forward to going back, which is coming soon now. I have much to do, but it's time for rest as well. For this season, it's just to get ready for all that will be coming in 2020. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. As always, it assists the channel to be well referenced. For the card of the day is Changing Your Life, the Archangel Samuel. Sudden revelation that allows you to have a glimpse on freedom. Do not postpone until tomorrow what you need to do today. grasp every opportunity that offers every change. So it's about letting go of materiality to move into spiritualism, yet to not allow others or to not demonize ourselves or let others demonize us. It's because this is a very, very powerful time. For now, we're still in the Scorpio, but the sun's going to be moving into Sagittarius very soon, and so we're going to have to address our higher ideals and all those higher vision that will come from right now. He's going through Ophiuchus, which is a little unknown constellation that stands between the Scorpio and the Sagittarius. Is ruled by Chiron. It's a very spiritual constellation. It's a Christic constellation, and it's this transition between the depths of the subconscious to the higher mental, higher philosophical, spiritual mind. For the Sagittarius is really what we aim for. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day. I hope you like this video, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.